We're going into this one with a bit of a unique experience for me, as it was the first game, or at least one of the first games I ever did accessibility notes for, way back in 2021. Oh, holy crap, do I feel like I don't know, that feels like forever ago, even though it's not forever ago. These notes have been massively updated. They definitely have, from what they once were, and I hope they help along with this overview. I'm happy to say that there is 100% Steam support, or Steam VR support. I mention this because even if the store page says it supports Steam VR, it may only go as far as letting you launch the game in question before booting you to something like Oculus VR, or I guess the Meta Link app. I think that's the new name for it. I'm not honestly sure. If this happens, things like OVR advanced settings and walk-in VR, as far as I can tell, really they don't work, as they seem to be software reliant on Steam VR entirely, and that will close, so they will not be usable because you won't be able to access the Steam VR menu systems. Going from that, I'm going to move on to seated mode and whether or not it's in the game. Sadly, the answer to that is no. No, it is not. At least, not officially. This could just be partly because when the game was developed and released, VR was still new, and that, the whole draw was to be standing and moving to play experience, and all that good stuff. However, it has been years since that, and we know VR can be more accessible through developer actions or otherwise. And of course, by that I mean the height offset with the toggle of OVR advanced settings, or walk-in VR just as a whole, which both are amazing if you're on PC, or if you're on the MetaQuest headset. The height adjustment setting to go up to standing height, as well as a lot of other things nowadays. Though with that one, at least for right now, there is no toggle, so you'll need to activate and deactivate it when needed. Now on to controls. There seems to be maybe one changeable setting in the menus. But funnily enough, most other control settings you typically find in non-VR games, and possibly even VR games, are flipped the second that you pick up an item or weapon with your chosen hand or controller. With that being said, if you want more customizable controls, if you're on PC, you can make your own control profile in the Steam VR menu or Steam VR system for the game, or choose a community-made one. And if you're on a MetaQuest headset and playing standalone and good things like that, you now have the ability to remap every button on the controller, with one caveat being that in the game it may still refer back to what the buttons were prior, so you will just have to remember what you changed to which button, just in case it does do that. You all know how the next couple of things usually go. You have smooth and teleport for movement, smooth and snap with a slight vignette, and of course physical for returning. Colorblind modes are sadly a no-go unless, again, you are on a MetaQuest headset because of recent updates, or at least recent as of when this overview is typed out. Now they've been there for a while, but they added the 3 typical colorblind modes that are found in newer non-VR games, and once turned on, it is system-wide. So whether in or out of game, it changes out the needed colors. Closed captions, however, are in the game options locally for you to enable or disable no matter what platform you're playing on. Something that is typically commonplace in most games these days are difficulty modes, which, while at first just seem like a whatever thing, they are a form of accessibility option. And I'm happy to say that there are 3. You get easy, medium, and hard. Nothing crazy or weirdly named here, just straight to the point, which is always good. One of the things that is realized pretty quickly upon launching the game is you will need, I'd say, at least moderate arm and upper body movement. Now, I will say, if you are on PC and playing this game, you can, of course, use stuff like PSVR advanced settings and the height toggle, but more importantly, when it comes to things that the game wants you to physically grab out for, walk-in VR is going to be the savior on this one, because various things, just like when you load up the game, you will need to reach out your arms for, and with walk-in VR, if you have it activated, you can simply just hold down whatever button you have it set to and whatever controller, and just kind of make a pulling motion, and that'll raise you up, or make the motion to pull towards you, and that'll pull you closer to whatever it is it wants you to reach, just in case you don't have that much arm extension or upper body movement. There are ways around that. I will say though, if you are on the Quest 2 or a Quest headset and playing this, you are gonna need that full upper body movement and arm extension, because something like walk-in VR does not exist yet at this time. So you will need all of the movement and the extension to play this game on standalone, sadly. Hopefully that does change one day. And that is gonna be it for this accessibility overview. I am glad to be back doing these. You may have recognized this one for Arizona Sunshine, being one that I typed up back in January when I was doing text-based accessibility overviews and not recording the video overviews at that point. But I'm trying to go through and turn all those that were only in text into these video overviews. But yeah, I will leave all of the Google Doc links as DewdyDoes.com. That accessibility website that I had is no longer around, but everything is still in Google Docs. So I will leave those in the description, and whether it is you need them or you know somebody who needs them or you know it would help them, show them those Google Docs. Over 100 plus sets of accessibility notes. There's the Google Doc that covers the text-based overviews, which again, I'm working on turning them all into video overviews, the ones that weren't already. But yeah, if you liked it, you know, this show to somebody who may need it. But yeah, I hope you're having a lovely day, and I will see you later. All right, bye.